Oh, yeah, I feel a little sad. It's our last one of the season, but we'll start again after the summer. Um, if you're able and wanting to today, let's start standing. And if you're not able to and or not wanting to, stay seated. Above all, as always, listen to your own body above my instructions. A little crooked there. Okay. So we're just going to start with some just gentle bouncing if that's comfortable on your joints. Um, One of the ways that our brain knows where our body is in space is through this thing called proprioception. And we have these little receptors in our joints. And so when we move our joints or shake our joints, it helps the mind know where the body is in space. And if any of you have a tendency to space out or lose touch with your body, dissociate, all the way to people who may have complex PTSD or PTSD and, really have a hard time staying in the body. Um, so just some gentle bouncing can kind of help the body know where it's at. And then another one I like is just this real gentle after the bouncing, because sometimes when we're moving fast in our day, it can be hard to go from fast moving, fast thinking to slow. So that's why I kind of like the bouncing. And then after the bouncing, if you have a little more time to spend to drop into the body, you can gently shift from one foot to the other. Those of you who did any cross country or downhill skiing, it's a similar feeling of shifting the weight or ice skating, rollerblading, any of these sports. You're just going to gently shift from one foot to the other. And, if you're seated or differently abled, and you could just shift from one butt cheek to the other butt cheek, so you don't have to be standing to do this. And then I'd invite you to coordinate it with breath. So on the in breath, move to one foot. On the out breath, shifting to the other foot, really feeling the bottoms of your feet. And on this one, maybe hand on the belly, breathe into the belly. Breathing in, belly expands. Breathing out, slow through the mouth. Belly retracts. So breathing in, belly expands. Breathing out, belly retracts. Breathing in, belly fills with air. Breathing out, nice and slow. Maybe pursing the lips. And then if it feels good in your body today, if you can, doing some shoulder rolls. So often we hold this part of our bodies tightly. I know I do. And you can go in the opposite direction. And then this next one I've taught before. It was taught to me by someone who learned it from a qigong master. And this one is great for um if you're somebody who picks up on energy or emotions of other people. This can be a really nice way to just imagine the energy around you, the space around you clearing. Um, if you're feeling, a stuckness or maybe an emotion that doesn't really feel like yours. Um, so this one, we're going to bend our knees, shoulder width apart, knees nice and soft. And I'm going to hit this wall, but that's okay. You're going to start with palms up. And the idea as we're breathing in, I'm just going to do it real fast as I describe it. So you're going to breathe in as the palms rise towards the ceiling or the sky. And while we're doing this, we're imagining that we're gathering chi or energy or prana. We're gathering life force. I find that I can feel that much easier if I'm beneath a tree or if I'm near a lake. If I'm in nature, I can feel that. Or, if I'm able to stand by a window and look outside, you can do it anywhere, but I just find it easier that way. So as we breathe in, we're breathing in pure life force energy. And as we breathe out, the hands come down in front of the body, almost as if they're scanning the body effortlessly for any stuckness, any blockages in your energy system, in your body. And then you just shake it out at the bottom, imagining that if there is any stuck energy in the body, it's just being absorbed back into the ground. So, I mean, you may experience energy as a human, you may not. This might be all imagination for you. And it is for me most of the time. So, however it goes is fine. And we're going to do three of these, and then I'll instruct you in the final part of this practice. So, at your own pace, whenever you're ready, breathing into the belly as you gather this life force energy from all around you, pure loving life force energy. And then you feel as the life force energy, the sunlight, it just kind of rains down upon you, sweeping with it any stuck energy in the body as you breathe out and down into the ground, shaking it off. And whenever you're ready for the second one, breathing in again, maybe even imagining sunlight energy, sun energy gathering, and then sunlight energy moving through the body, sweeping liquid sunlight down through your whole body, maybe picturing it moving down, clearing, healing, nourishing every cell of the body. Again, breathing in, gathering light, breathing out. Light moves swiftly, easily through your body, nurturing, nourishing every cell as it moves through the body, all the way down to the ground, the feet, shaking off anything you don't need. Knees are bent, one hand just underneath the belly button, other hand on top of it. Just feeling the center of your energy, the center of your power, feeling the feet, focused on this moment right now. What is it like to be in your body right now? Taking a few deep breaths, allowing the body to maybe do anything else that you feel you need to do, that your body may be asking for, any stretches, be reaching way up tall in a full body stretch. And staying as inwardly focused as you do this as you can. Really, as you move towards whatever sitting or lying down position you want to be in for meditation, the eyes are just barely open, open enough for you to move and not fall. but really inwardly focused, really focusing on how each little movement feels as you find your meditation posture position. Again, remembering it's not about doing it, there is no right. It's about being in this body in this moment in a way that you can find ease, whatever is most comfortable for you today. Just beginning with a few more deep breaths into the belly. Belly expands with the inhale and slow exhale through the mouth. Noticing on the exhale at your own pace that the shoulders naturally soften with the exhale. There's a natural softening and kind of a downward movement of the body with every exhale. So see if you can tune into the natural softening. And that nice slow exhale can help calm the nervous system, activating the rest and digest part of our nervous system, leaning into inviting the body into a little more ease while also allowing yourself to notice what's here today in your being in this moment, welcoming the body as it is, noticing what's here, allowing, and at the same time, breathing in this way that can help turn on the rest and calm system of the body. Really seeing within a comfort range, how long can you prolong that exhale? It's that 1 to 2 ratio, the approximate one for every one inhale count for every two exhale counts. So the numbers are not so important, but breathing in for about a count of 4 and breathing out for about a count of 8 within your comfort range. So that might be 3 and 6 or 5 and 10. And just tuning into what's the comfortable range. And I don't even usually count. I just breathe in deeply and relatively rapidly into my belly. And then I do a nice slow exhale through the mouth, usually, if I'm noticing some stress in my body. Just practice that for a few moments together at your own pace. Face softens with the exhale, allowing the jaw, the mouth, the entire face to melt like butter. Just imagining that jaw really softens. You're noticing tightness in your jaw or pain. Maybe you even give yourself a little mini massage, just massaging the jaw, massaging the muscles of the jaw. whatever feels good today. Just really bringing loving awareness, and if it's needed, feels good, loving touch to your face, to your neck, maybe your shoulders. It's really helping your body get the message that you are loving it. This vehicle that carries you around. And then allowing yourself to settle into a rhythm of your own breath, whatever that is today. Bringing awareness to the nuances of your breath. What is it like to be inside your breath, to be of your breath, to be the breath itself? Imagining you could embody one breath. What would it be like to be the breath? So, with that in mind, being the breath, see what that's like for you. Attention wanders, just doesn't matter. Come back to being the breath. And then noticing, did your mind get bored with that? Likely so. So now see if you can get even more curious. What is this breath? What is it like to feel it, to be it, to travel with it through the body, feeling all the ways the breath touches you inside your body, the way it expands the belly and the chest, the way it stretches the chest wall, maybe even noticing subtle movements of the legs or arms or head. Just really getting very nuanced and curious about your exploration of your own breath, seeing if you can kind of draw the mind in almost as if you were like holding a butterfly in your hand, just really gently. You don't want to crush it by, you know, giving it exertive attention, and you don't want it to fly away. So you're just kind of like gently holding the breath, gently observing this unique butterfly of a breath. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it touch your body? And when the mind gets bored and moves to stories or judgments or planning or whatever it does, seeing if you can be gentle, seeing if you can be easeful, compassionate with yourself, and just simply begin again. The mind will wander. That's what it does. It's wired that way. Doesn't mean you're bad at meditation. Been meditating for a really long time and my mind wanders a lot. Being really gentle, easeful, almost playful, falling in this childlike curiosity about this thing that's happening all the time, and yet we rarely pay attention to it because it happens automatically. So now we're bringing more of a childlike curiosity to the breath. Let's breathe in that way together, however it is for you today, noticing the uniqueness of your breath in this moment on this day. And on your travels with your breath, also allowing in the larger sense of who this being is today, how you're showing up today. So what's in your emotional layer? Noticing that as it arises, not necessarily even going to look for it, but just noticing. It's this phenomena that's kind of like floating by sometimes in your awareness. You're in the seat of witness. You're witnessing phenomena that are ever changing, whether it be body sensations, whether it be the breath, whether it be emotion, mind, thinking, sensation, smell, colors, sounds. So, all the ever changing phenomena of being a human is going on inside and outside of you. And you are practicing sitting back energetically into the seat of the one who sees, the one who witnesses. And then you get caught up in the river of thoughts. You jump in the river, you fall in the river, and you're just in it, right? And you're not aware that you're in it. And then something alerts you, something from witness consciousness is like, hey, where are you? And then you just get out of the river and come back onto the riverbank, sit back down, feel your spine, lean into that witness place energetically, where your eyes are relaxed, very receptive. You're just allowing life to happen, and you are witnessing it. And the breath can be something to stay with because it's always happening, it's present moment. But then we can also practice more of this open awareness practice. And some of you may want to just stay with a concentration focus practice with just the breath, back to the breath again and again. Whereas some of you may prefer to try this more open way of being with yourself, where you're noticing the breath, and then you notice a slight tightness in your chest. And as you bring witness to the tightness in the chest, it shifts and morphs and becomes more of a vibration. And then you notice maybe there's a little sadness. You feel it in your throat. Then you notice another breath. So it's this way of kind of flowing with experience, but also having one, it's like one eye in and one eye out. So one eye in, very much rooted in the seat of awareness, one eye out at your experience sensorially, but also your experience inwardly. So you're really firmly rooted in the witness consciousness. And then sometimes you get sucked into the stream, you know, and it doesn't need to be a big deal. You just dry off and get out of the stream and then come back into the seat where you're watching, you're observing, and you're also feeling. So it doesn't mean we're cut off from our feelings. It just means that we're not quite so absorbed in them. There's maybe a part of us that is also witnessing the emotion, that is witnessing the body as it cries, that is witnessing the heart as it aches or as it leaps with joy. So it's not getting rid of anything. It's simply bringing this loving awareness, this container, this witnessing to all of the phenomena, experiences, the full, the full multidimensional world of being a human. Let's practice together in that way, either with your focus on the breath and coming back to the breath as more of a concentration based practice, or more of an open awareness practice where you're noticing the breath and then you allow the witness to observe a body sensation or a thought or an emotion. And then you notice the awareness shifting to something else while you're still aware of the breath, of the body, of the feet. Let's practice together today in this moment. I'm the witness, observing your present moment experience, whatever that may be, allowing and welcoming yourself just as you are today. And whenever you feel like you don't have connection to that witness that's inside each one of us, just simply reestablishing through the breath the sense of I am the one who sees. I am the one who is observing all these phenomena going on outside me, inside me, all just ever changing experience. So perhaps you are having some discomfort or pain in your body today, and that can be a tricky one to work with. I just wanted to share a little bit on that. If you're noticing pain, one way you could work with it is you could start to see it and experiencing it as sensation. So, kind of just like we did before with the breath, instead of kind of black boxing it and pushing it away as we often do with physical pain or emotional pain, seeing if you can breathe into it, imagining that you're giving it more space, and imagining as you breathe with it, you start to notice the nuance and the texture of the different sensations within this thing that you might call pain, or I might call pain. Seeing if you can notice the subtler levels of sensation with curiosity. And this may not be possible, and there's no right or wrong to it. So, if you are dealing with some kind of chronic illness or chronic pain, and this doesn't resonate with you or it doesn't, help, then trust your own intuition and move towards something that does help or bring some amount of relief. And if on a certain day you feel you could try this practice of getting curious about sensation that we might call physical or emotional pain, just bringing more subtle awareness. Often, when we turn towards things, they're actually less uncomfortable or distressing than when we're turning away or running away or pushing away. Seeing how that lands with you. If that feels helpful today, then you can use that. And if it doesn't, then just letting it go. And staying inwardly focused, I'm just going to share a poem with you as we complete our time, just allowing the words to land softly in your awareness. This poem is by David White. It's called The Edge You Carry With You. You know so very well the edge of darkness you have always carried with you. And you know too well by now the body's hesitation at the invitation to undo everything others seemed to want to make you learn. But your edge of darkness has always made its own definition secretly as an edge of light. And the door you closed might, by its very nature, be one just waiting to be leant against and opened. And happiness might just be a single step away on the other side of that next unhelpful and undeserving thought. Your way home, understood now, not as an achievement, but as a giving up, a blessed and blessed undoing, an arrival in the body and a full rest in the give and take of the breath. This living, breathing body, always waiting to greet you at the door, always, no matter the long years you've been away, still wanting you to come home. May we all come home to ourselves. And as we complete the practice today, I'd invite you into 3 ohms with me, either inward in your own mind or outward through your voice, feeling your own vibration as the ohm moves through your body. Breathing in. Oh. 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 May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. May we all be free. May we all know ease. May we all know freedom. Good to be with y'all as always.